Hello everybody, welcome back to Screen Stars, welcome to another PlayStation 4 review. Today's review is for Warhammer Chaosbane. Now, I have been having a little bit of fun in the PlayStation Store over the last week or two. I've downloaded quite a few games in the sale that I'm going to work my way through slowly and review on the channel, and this is one of them. Now, this is a game that I've been interested in checking out for quite a while. It is an ARPG, very much along the same lines as Diablo 3. It's an isometric hack and slash dungeon crawling ARPG. If that's your sort of thing, I'm sure you will have heard of this game probably, and if you haven't, well, I'm here to tell you more about it. Now, the Warhammer games, I have reviewed quite a few of them on the channel if you want to seek them out. I'll be honest, I have generally over the years preferred the space ones, like the Space Marine games. That's more my bag. But over the last 18 months or so, I have been playing more of the Warhammer fantasy games, and I have reviewed a couple on the channel too. And I must admit, I've really quite enjoyed them for the most part. And this one was one of the last ones I wanted to check out. It's dirt cheap right now in the sale, $6.99 I paid for it in the UK. There are other options to download DLC and expansion packs and things like that for the game. If it's a game you're interested in, there are those options there. And essentially what you get at the beginning here of this game is you get to choose your character stroke class, and you get the usual things. You know, you get your warrior, you get your barbarian type thing who's a dwarf, you get your ranger, you get your magician, your rogue, all that kind of stuff, witch hunter, the kind of classes that you've come to get used to in games like this. And then you're thrust into the game, you're given a little bit of an update on the story, and if I'm honest, it's pretty light on story. It actually reminded me of Lord of the Rings, the story here. You get this huge, this being that's trying to take over the world, and then this figure rises up, gets everyone to fight back, and then at the beginning of the game you see this leader getting trapped by some magic, and it's up to you to try and figure out how to free him and save the world, all that kind of stuff. It's pretty cliched stuff, I'm not gonna lie, and games like this don't need to be heavy on story, fairly light, because the strength of games like this is the gameplay. The should have addictive gameplay loop, and this game certainly has that. The idea of this game is you will go get yourself another mission, you will head off into the dungeons, the sewers, wherever the location sends you, hack and slash through several hundred enemies, get yourself to where you need to be, finish the mission, head out, rinse and repeat essentially. Now the gameplay loop here is you kill these enemies, very addictive, you power up, you've got some special moves that you can power up, that you can link to your shoulder buttons and your other buttons on your PlayStation controller, to mash and hack and slash through all these enemies using all these abilities, and then, like I say, you picking up loot along the way as well that they drop, to add to your character, make him stronger, so you can change every bit of appearance on your character, from the helmet to the gloves to the boots to the breastplates to the armor, to the sword, and all the other stuff that you would expect them to be carrying. The twist here is, now a lot of these looting games, you'll pick up a piece of armor and it's literally, you picked it up 2 seconds later than the other piece of armor you've just put on that you quite like. But what you can do here in this game, which I really quite like, is you can pick up all this loot, take it somewhere in your base of operations, which is like a castle type thing, take it somewhere, donate them, and then it will unlock that appearance so that you can go in and change the appearance of your character, and that appearance will remain permanent throughout the game, if you like, until you alter it again later on, so that you're not constantly changing how your character looks. If you find a set of pieces of armor that you really like, you donate it in, and those are then unlocked to change the appearance of your character. You can leave that, so every time you swap a piece of equipment it will look like how you want it to look like. I hope that all made sense. The game runs really smoothly, very nice, smooth as butter for the most part. a slight delay sometimes on some of the special moves that you want to use. There'll be a move, you'll be hacking and slashing in one direction, and you'll see a crowd of them running from the other direction, and you want to spin and then do this special move, and it doesn't always be as responsive as you want it to be. I guess that's fair. I think that's fair to say, but for the most part I thought it ran really smoothly. The environments look very nice, if a little bit rinse and repeat. The character models all look fine. With this zoomed out view, you know, they can make things look really nice and special. The voice acting is passable, but a little bit over the top and pantomime sometimes. Some of the voice actors on display here, I think they get into character a little bit too much, and it is a little bit cringeworthy at times. But I've got to say, for the most part, I really enjoyed the atmosphere and the environments. Honestly, it's got some really nice music. It can get pretty tense at times, being surrounded by these huge, overwhelming enemies moving in on you, and but you do feel a bit of a badass when you unleash all these special moves on them, things like that, and you wipe out literally dozens of them in a blink of an eye. You do feel pretty badass there. So if that's your bag, if you like games like this, games that are with a really addictive gameplay loop like this, then you're gonna like this game. I'm really quite enjoying it, I'm not gonna lie. It's one of those pick up and play games that's not too heavy on the brain, because at the start the story isn't, you know, anything overly special or anything like that. But games like this, it doesn't need to be. It's a gameplay loop that will hook you and draw you in. It does with me. These sort of games I sometimes have to be in the mood for, because sometimes I do like a really good story, and I like quite complex mechanics in the game. But this is basically just kill these things, move through the level, collect your loot along the way, make your character look as cool as you want, get out, rinse and repeat, get onto the next level, things like that. You've got all these special moves that you can unlock as you level up, and that you can map to your buttons. You've got passive abilities that you can map onto your character to make him stronger, and they upgrade as well. So you might have like a really good hack and slash move, but that will continually upgrade as the game goes on, so you can remap that to the buttons and things like that. And you can really make the characters as distinctive and unique to you as possible. And because there's so many different characters to play this game as, and different styles, like I say, I prefer like the soldier guy with the hack and slash, but you could go in as the witch hunter with the gun, or you know, the bow and arrow guy, or the mage with the sorcery powers, or the little dwarf who's like, you know, with double axes. There's a lot of different ways to play this game, so there's a quite a great deal of replayability factor here, if that's your sort of thing as well. So it's definitely worth checking out, certainly at the price I picked it up at. It runs really smooth. It's a really nice pick up and play game. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. As ARPGs go, this is quite near the top of the pile. It's not, I mean, I know many people still regard Diablo 3 as the daddy of this genre, and I can understand that. I do have that game, I have played that game. I haven't reviewed it on the channel yet, so I may revisit it and review it. But this one is definitely in the running, and definitely worthy of being in that discussion of one of the best on the PlayStation, I think. So 8 out of 10 from me. So I hope you found the review useful. Thank you very much for watching, and of course I will be back with more content and reviews on Screen Stars very soon.